Hey, what's up and welcome. This is not one of the coolest projects, but informative. This project doesn't bombard you with external databases, Postgres, MongoDB, and all those databases that might want you to pay. It saves everything locally. Also, even with images, as you can see, you can attach images, but these images are not saved in a server. They are saved locally. So let me show you. So as you can see here, we've got a public route and we've got upload. Now we've got 3 images at this point in time. So these images are saved locally. And also we've got a local database. As you can see, the local database has been saved locally. What does that mean for you as a student? This means that I have taken away all the details of a course that do not add value and streamlined it and made it efficient so that I can teach you exactly what you want to learn. As you can see, I'm going to teach you as well how to customize the CN sidebar. As you can see, I'm on a different route. Now I'm on at the product, and then when I'm on dashboard, this part is highlighted, and when I'm here, this one is highlighted. Let's get into the demonstration. So you can pick an image here, as you might have seen. And then when you pick an image, this quickly shows a preview. There is no package that has been used. This is just pure logic. I'm going to teach you all of this. And then from then there is some sort of a validation. So let's just type here product. Okay, and then let's just type here description. Okay, as you have seen in the database that we only have 3 items. Okay, so after adding this, we are going to have 4. Okay, let's just quickly wait and let's just go and check there, because at the moment there are no indicators because this is a work in progress. Let's just go here on public. Let's just go here and upload. I think we've got another image, and this image is here. What is the tech stack that we have used so far? It's CN, it's React Hook Form, it's Axios, it's 10-stack query, and it's the latest and the greatest Prisma and Zod for validation. This course is for absolute beginners. If you want to get things in detail, please make sure that you watch this course until the end. All right, let's continue. Now in front of me, I've got Visual Studio Code. I am inside a folder called clone that can be confirmed by a terminal here on clone. In case you don't see the terminal, you might just come here and drag this up, and then you will see a terminal. In case this doesn't work, you can just come here and then new terminal. Make sure that you are inside the folder of your choice. So what we want to do, we want to install Next.js. We are going to do it in a certain way, and that certain way requires you to check the link in the description below so that you can download a zip folder. Inside that zip folder, you will get all the instructions for this session. The reason why you just have to copy and paste and follow me as I do, everything that I'm going to do from now has got nothing to do with the essence of this course. I don't want to waste time trying to explain something that is not the main focus. So I'm assuming that now you already have this copy folder, something like this. And then please open these commands. Okay, the first thing that we want to do, we want to install Next.js. So we are going to copy this and then come here. I'm using Windows. I'm going to right click, and then we are going to install Next.js. What happened? Oh, okay, my apologies about this. As you can see, my copy and paste is everything. We are supposed to copy only that. My mistake. Control C and clear. And let me paste and then hit enter, and that's about it. This is going to ask us some question. What is the name of our project? In our case is going to be amazing with a silent G. Let's continue. So it's asking us this. Let's just hit enter. I'm going to pause the video here to save some time. All right, guys, as you can see, we are done creating a Next.js project. So what we want to do, we want to be inside the project folder, not this folder. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go here, and then I'm just going to reveal an explorer, and I'm going to copy this and then go back here. Then I'm going to paste this here and hit enter. Don't forget to hit enter. and then select a folder. Now we are inside our actual project folder. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to install shardcn. The reason why we are installing shardcn right after this, it's because shardcn might change your CSS file. So I don't want us to make some changes on the UI and then shardcn come and erase all of that. So let's just go to shardcn website. Okay, let's go to shardcn website. My apologies about this. Okay, let's continue. Shardcn. Let's just search for shardcn and then go to docs installation. Okay, and then Next.js, and then copy this shardcn and then hit enter. So as you can see, we are installing shardcn. It's going to ask us some few questions. Let's just hit enter. Okay, just gonna wait for this to finish. All right, let's continue. As you can see, this process is complete. What we want to do, we want to copy some shardcn UI components. How are we going to do that? First, let's just install a normal shardcn component so that shardcn can create all the relevant folders. So we're just gonna copy and paste this. On Windows, I'm just gonna right click and hit enter. Shardcn will create a component folder here with, I'm just gonna hit enter here, with some sort of a UI inside it, UI folder. And then from there, we are going to copy some components inside there. Go to our copy folder, the one that we already have. If you forgot, check the link in the description below and download it. And then we are going to copy this UI folder as is. Okay. All these components here. And then we're going to come here. We are going to delete shardcn button. We don't really need it. Why are we going to do that? Simply because the button that we are going to add has some sort of customization. You will see that later. So make sure that I'm in the folder UI and paste all of these, as you can see, including the app sidebar component. And then let's continue. Now what we want to do as well, the reason why this button folder, this button component, we are going to use it, it's because it's customized in such a way that it makes use of our custom defined colors. Where are those colors? Let's go to our copy folder. Our copy folder, and then inside our copy folder we've got global CSS that we want to override, or yes, let's just override. Okay, so what that we want to override, we're going to go to app and then global CSS. As you can see here, there are no uniquely declared variables. Okay, this is clean. We are going to declare some color tokens, okay, so that we can customize shardcn. Okay, don't save. This is global CSS. I want to delete it. Let me press delete. Okay, as you can see now it's gone. I want to paste the new one. Okay, let's check the new one. As you can see, the new one has got some color tokens here. Okay, it has got the brand colors, primary, secondary, and accent. So this button, the one that we got inside the component folder, this one, okay, somewhere here, okay, this button can respond to these colors. I think we are done with shardcn now. So let's just continue and go to Prisma. Prisma 6 and Prisma 7 are different, okay? So it was not easy for me to get to wrap my head around Prisma 7 because it has got some major changes. Finally, I've managed to create some sort of a command that is going to help me to just install all Prisma related dependencies, okay, so that we can continue with Prisma smoothly. Remember, we are going to use a local database, which is SQLite, a database that is going to be in our own component. So let me just paste this, okay, everything about Prisma. And then this is going to install all Prisma related file. I'm going to pause the video. All right, as you can see, we are done installing Prisma. Let's just clear everything here. So what we want to do now, we want to see the database that is going to be generated here, even though it's empty. We are going to type npx prisma db push. So this is going to create an empty database here. Okay, as you can see, the database is here, but it's empty. In case you might want a database viewer, please go to your plugin and install this plugin. And then let's continue. What we want to do now, we want to define our Prisma model. Prisma model, or creating Prisma model, is outside the scope of this course. So what are we going to do? We're just going to go here to Prisma. As you can see, this is empty, and then what we want to do, we just want to delete it. Okay, and then after that we want to go to our copy. Okay, our copy folder. As you can see here is the Prisma schema. We are going to copy this and paste it here, okay, on this folder. Okay, let's see, it looks like our schema has something wrong here. As you can see, it's defining, what can I say, a URL here. This is the wrong way of doing it. When you are copying this, it won't have this. Okay, I'm going to update it. Okay, so let me just quickly do it before I forget. Let's see. This is what I have to do. I will just do this. My apologies about that. And then where is that schema? And it has got the URL, which is not supposed to be here. So I have saved it. So now everything works well. So now that we've got the schema, a schema is just like our tables and relationship with them in case of a relational based database. Okay. So now what we want to do, we want to run the Prisma DB push again so that we can see this structure here. As you can see now, there is nothing. So let's just go here and run Prisma DB push npx Prisma DB push. Okay. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to create the structure, okay, in that database. So this usually takes time to refresh, but let's check. Maybe it's going to be quick. As you can see, guys, we've got user, we've got product, we've got order item. Everything works well. Let's just quickly go and check here. What else do we want to do? It looks like we did everything. Now, the next thing that we want to do, we want to install all our dependencies that we are going to use. I am going to mention or talk about these dependencies as we use them. So let's just go here and then just paste all of them like this, and then they will install. Just gonna pause the video to save some time. Right, let's continue. As you can see, everything went well. And then I'm just going to type here clear as usual. What we want to do, we want to continue and install, I would like to believe, our last dependency, which is from 10stack query. Okay, let's just hit enter here. The next thing that we want to do now, we want to install Shadsi and sidebar. If you look at this component, we do have a sidebar here, but it might have some errors. Let's check if it doesn't have some. Okay, this is not the sidebar that I'm looking for. Let's see, I'm looking for this one. Okay, it has got some errors because this is just a file. We didn't install everything that goes with it in terms of the dependencies. So as much as all the files are here, but the corresponding dependencies are not there because we didn't install it direct. This is the only file that needs this. Others, they don't. So we are going to copy this and then install this sidebar. Okay. And then in case you might want to see what a sidebar looks like, a sidebar is something like this. Okay, this is the sidebar. Okay. And then what else do we want? We are done with this sidebar. Let's continue. What else does the sidebar need? The sidebar needs want us to have this in the root, in the layout of our folder. So we might as well copy this. Okay. The pattern file already exists. Would you like to overwrite? I don't, because the one that we have, it has got some minor changes. Okay, so I'm not sure what must I do. I hope it's going to install this hook anyway. Let me click no. I hope it's going to continue. Okay, let's see and click save here. Yes, as you can see, everything went well. Okay, so now what we want to go to our layout. We want to go to our layout before we render the children here. Okay, before we render the children here, let's remove this and paste this. Okay, so what we are going to do, I'm going to right click, press Control and right click, and sorry, control and sorry, I'm going to be here and is it control and right click? Okay, sorry, it's control and space. My apologies about that. Control and space. Okay, we're importing this from Shatsi and UI. Okay, and then control and space. As you can see, we are importing our own sidebar. Okay, the one that I have given you or the one that we have copied. Control and space using Windows. Okay, so that means it looks like everything went well here. What we want to do now, we want to run this npm run dev. Okay, npm run dev so that we can see what is there. Suppose we are having a sidebar like this one as well, but it's gonna be some sort of customized in a way. Okay, so let's just run that. Go to localhost and check what is going to be there. We might as well, as it's running, we can take a look at this to see if everything is going well. Sidebar, okay, everything well. Each side list could have keep props. Okay, let's just go back here and check. So as you can see, we have this is the Next.js, what can I say, the Next.js template. Okay, template, and then this is our sidebar. We have this sidebar automatically that has got this. Okay, as you can see, we will configure it later. Now one last thing, let me show you the use of the CSS and all these colors. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to my app and then page. First of all, I'm going to delete everything here and use RFCE. Okay, as you can see, automatically a code has been generated for me. I'm just changing these to capital letters because React recognizes actual components when they are capital letters. Okay, I'm just going to save this. And then in case you might want also to generate this boilerplate, please come to go to here and then install this plugin. If you do that, then you will be able to also generate this. What I'm going to do here, I'm also going to add a button. Okay, this will be the button that we have made changes. It's still a short send button, but it has got some changes. So let's look at how that button looks like. As you can see now, the button is orange. Okay, this means that we are using this color. Okay, the colors that are here in the global CSS. Okay, let's try to change it and see so that you can have an idea of what we were trying to do. As you can see now, it changes when you hover over it, its own background color. It's exactly this accent. This takes us to the end of these sections and setup. Now we're going to do the fun stuff and I'm going to explain things in detail. All right, the next thing that we want to do, we want to configure and set up this so that it can work. Okay, so that this can work exactly the way we want to. Okay, this one. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we need to add a logo. So let's just go to our app sidebar. Let me just Control P, app sidebar. Okay, so somewhere here, we want to configure the colors. Okay, first, so we are going to go to our what can I say, our global.css. I need to click undo here so that we can have this color, the orange color that was here, and click save. So these are the primary colors or the brand colors that we have. So we are going to let the app bar know that we are using these colors. So let's just do this. Okay, so for active, okay, when everything is active, we want to use this primary color here instead of this purple. Okay, and when you hover over the inactive indicator, I don't want that. The indicator color, I also want this. I don't want purple. Okay, I want that orange. The text color, I don't mind about it now. And the active text color, I don't mind about it now. So we are done with this. Okay, now this is looking for a base route this what can I say, this sidebar is looking for a base route. Okay, so we need to configure that. What we want to do in our app, okay, we are going to have the admin side. Let's create a folder for admin. Okay, and then in terms of admin, we are going to have all what can I say, all the routes for admin, just like here. Okay, so the first thing, that one of the things that we're going to have here is going to be add a product. Okay, we are going to add a product here, and we're going to have a product list. Okay, so what we are going to do inside admin, we need to have add product route. Okay, add product route, and then we need to create a page dot tsx, sorry, not p dot tsx dot tsx krfce, and then we just want to change this to page, copy this and paste this here. And then we want to copy this because we're going to use it as well when we are adding a route, which is product list. Okay, that means a list of products, and then we're going to paste that page here. So we've created some two routes, okay, that we are not using at the moment. This means that we can't, I'm going to save here and save here, we can't navigate to those routes. So now what we want to do, now that the routes are there, we need to come here. We need to tell this dashboard that the base route for our dashboard, the base route for this dashboard is this. Okay, this is the base route for this dashboard. Let's see if that is the case, because it might happen that is not the case, because our dashboard it's in the global layout. Okay, as you can see, our dashboard is in the global layout. So this means that there is no route that doesn't have a dashboard here. As you can see, is this what we want? No. Okay, because this dashboard is going to be for admin. What we need to do then, we need to go to shutcn, and then here on shutcn, we need to check the shutcn layout. As you can see, this is some sort of what can I say, a special layout, not the main layout for everything. We want to copy this because this is what we want to do. Okay, what I'm going to do now, since I'm in the admin, okay, all the admin pages will have the dashboard. Okay, sorry, the sidebar. So I need to create a layout layout.tsx, and I need to paste this here. Okay, as you can see, everything works well except that we are importing this from the wrong place. So I'm just going to press a control space so that we can import this from the right place. Now we are going to have automatically two sidebar. Okay, sidebars. So let's go to the main layout, and let's remove this. Okay, we are trying to say, okay, let me click undo. Where is the children? I just lost the copy. My apologies about that. And then what we want to do, or what we are saying that not all the routes will have the sidebar. Okay, let's say if I'm a user, I'm using the application, just like going to Amazon or any e-commerce application. You are not going to see the sidebar. Okay, you're just going to see a cool application. Okay, so we don't want it to be in all routes. Let's quickly check if this is true now. As you can see now, if we hit this, there is no some sort of route, okay, or dashboard or whatever. So let's go to admin and see if we are going to see anything there. Let's just check what are the routes that we have inside admin. We've got add product. So let's just go manually to add product. Okay, I'm expecting to have a dashboard. Okay, admin add product. Okay, let's just quickly check if we don't have any typos here. Okay, localhost admin, let's just check. Okay, app admin, I'm happy with this. And then inside admin there is add product. Okay, let's see, do we have something on add product? Yes. Okay, so what might be the problem? Do we have a layout here? Yes, we have a layout inside here. And here is the layout, and it has got some children. Okay, add product. Okay, let's check if is there anything that I did wrong. Okay, oh, my admin, my apologies about this. Admin. Okay, as you can see, that was my mistake. Now, as you can see, once we get into the admin, we start to see this. This is perfect. I'm happy with this. This is what I'm looking for. And then what I want to do now, I want to add the logo. Okay, so let's go back to what? Let's go back to our folder. Where is our folder? This one. Okay, and then we want to go to assets and we want to take this logo, copy, and paste it here. Okay, paste it on public, and then here on public I am going to open assets. Okay, I'm going to open a folder, create a folder called assets, and I'm going to paste this here. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that if we go to our app sidebar, okay, let's look at how the app sidebar is being configured. We are done with the colors. If we go to our app sidebar, we can see, let's check here, we can see that we've got a sidebar config. Okay, here is the logo. So here we want to add a next image. Okay, make sure when you are importing an image, you are importing it from Next. Okay, let me make it a self-closing tag, and let me right click and space. I don't really see if I'm importing it from next image. Let's see. I want to make sure, is it already here? Is there anything? Yes, as you can see, it's already here. Okay, fine. Now I'm happy with it. So what I want to do now, I want to type the src. Okay, which is the src. We want to go to that sorry, assets. Okay, we want to go to this directory, and what we want in this directory, which is a public directory, we want to get this. Just going to my apologies about this. I'm just going to rename this, copy, and then paste it here, and paste it here, and then .svg. And then from there, what I want to do, this component wants a width. Okay, it wants a width. I'm going to make it 120, and it wants a height as well. I'm going to make it 50, and it wants an alt, which is going to be just logo. Okay, let's click save and see. As you can see, now we are having a logo here. Okay, we just have to fix our styling a little bit. I'm happy with that. Let's just come here and put class name, and then let's put margin of 5. Let's see how is it going to be. I'm somewhat happy with this, but I want margin left, let's say of 5 as well. Okay, so that it can margin left of 5, margin of 5, and margin left of 5. Let's say margin left of 8. Okay, so that it can be more like centered. Let's just put 12 here. Okay, now I'm happy with this. So as you can see, guys, we are getting there. We are done with this. What else do we want to do now? Let's continue configuring our dashboard. I'm happy with this admin. Okay, let's see if this routes to the place that we want to. As you can see, this admin routes to a place which is not what we want. Okay, or the route is not there. Okay, so we need to create that route first, which is dashboard admin. Let's go, or admin dashboard. So let's go there, admin. There is no dashboard here. Let's create that dashboard. Okay, and then I want to copy and paste this. Okay, this one, copy and paste it here. Okay, and then let's go back and check if the route is there now. Okay, as you can see, now the route is there. Let's check if we go to add product, the route is there, add list. Okay, so meaning that this route is supposed to be product list. So let's go here, and then let's look for list. Okay, list, and then let's say product list, as you can see, and then the path is product list. Okay, not just product. Confirm that. Where is product list? Product list. Okay, let's go back here and check if everything worked well. Still this points to admin list. Is it me? Let's go back and check. Okay, my apologies about that. Let's just double check what we need. Okay, first let's check, is product list added first? Yes, product list is added. That means we are getting there. This is the route, product list. Okay, and then this is the label. Something is wrong here. Okay, let's also do this. Okay, my apologies about this. It looks like I have changed a wrong path. Okay, let's click here. As you can see, now we want product list, and now we are here. When we are clicking something else, and now we are here. As you can see, guys, everything works well. That means we are done configuring our own, what can I say? Our own sidebar. Okay, what I've just noticed is that our button, let's just put it on dashboard. Our button here on dashboard, let's just put a button here. Our button doesn't, let me just show you this. Okay, when we hover over our button, when we hover over our button, it doesn't show a finger like this one. So let's just quickly fix that. And we also have to check why the color of that button is not orange. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to go to the Shard CN UI button. As you can see, we want where they are using this utility CN. I will explain more about this later. Okay, we can copy, where is that? We can copy all of this, okay, and put it as a second, let's say, parameter. And then first, we can type here cursor dash pointer. As you can see, now it's pointing. Okay, we will deal with this button that is not orange, that is not orange later. This brings us to the end of customizing our sidebar, and it works perfect. All right, now what we want to do, we are having some minor errors. Okay, we are just going to fix this small error here that is telling us about the key inside app header, which is normal. It's just a mistake on that app header component creation. And then we need to quickly make sure that we are done with Prisma. Okay, we just need to add all the files for Prisma. So let's just go to the app header. Okay, this is something that I should have fixed before. This has got an array here where it's being declared. As you can see, it's an array. Okay, so now React wants us to do things this way. Let's see where I am. Where is that header? It looks like I'm too far now. Let me just go back here. My apologies about this. Where is the header? I'm just lost in my own code. This is the header that I want. I want when it's being used. Okay, where it's being used here. Let's loop here, okay, through that array. So what we want here, we want map, okay, and then dot map, and then this is how we are going to map. Let's just put a p tag for now. Sorry, let's just put a p tag just to test. Okay, why we can't map here? Let's see. Sidebar conf header is possibly null or undefined. Okay, we can only dot header. We can only do this if there is something. Let's just do this first. And also if there is something here. Okay, as you can see, only if these are defined. And then if this header is defined, okay, the TypeScript doesn't really think of this as an array. Okay, yes, it doesn't think of this as an array. And the reason is, let's check here. This is the config. This is the TypeScript for this sidebar config. And let's look at header. As you can see, as much as we are passing an array here, this type is not an array. Okay, when you are using this would have been fixed already. Maybe you are not going to have it, because when you are using it, it's going to be perfect. So what we want to do then, we want to make sure, since now we've got an array there on this header. Okay, on this header, let's go to that header and render multiple items. As you can see now, it's allowing us, let's say comp, which is a component. We are not sure which component is going to be, and we want to return that component as it is, not this p. Let's return that component as it is. Okay, in returning that component as it is, we don't have a key still. Okay, that means we didn't solve the problem. So what we want to do here, we want to wrap every component. Let's wrap every component with a div, so that the div can have the key. Okay, so that the div can have the key. And then how are we going to do that? Since they don't have a key, we are going to use index. This index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's going to be a unique key in a way. Okay, as you can see, suppose now the problem solved because this mapping has got its own key. Let's just quickly go back here and check. As you can see, guys, the problem has dissolved or disappeared. And then what we want to do in terms of our copy folder, where is our copy folder? We are here. We've got a lib folder here that we have not used. Okay, we want to copy this. No, I don't think this is a Prisma. I'm not looking for a lib folder. I'm looking for a Prisma folder, the actual Prisma. Now I'm confused. My apologies about that. Yes, the problem is has got Prisma and this one has got Prisma. Okay, now my mind was lost. We want this one, the one on the lib, okay, because it has got something to do with the API. Okay, we can't use API without that one. So let's go to the lib and make sure that we paste this here. Okay, as you can see, this Prisma that we're exporting here, we are going to use it on the API to save things to the database. Okay, so let's go back here and check, guys, what else do we need? Okay, in terms of the error that we had, these things were not updating. I just had to refresh the server and everything worked. In case now you are seeing that they are working to me and maybe before they were not working, I just refreshed, I did nothing. Okay, so I'm done with this, and then we are going to continue to these routes. Okay, and that is it. All right, now what we want to do, we want to get into add product. So let's quickly do that. Let's go to the add product route. Add product route. Here is the add product route. What we want to do here, we want to be inside this. The first thing that we want to do, we want to add a class name here that will have a padding. Sorry, we are using Tailwind. That will have a P of 12, let's say, so that the content could be more or less like inside. And then we want a form here. Okay, this is an HTML form. And then we are not going to use this action for now. Okay, let's leave this like this. And then what we want to do, let's just add the inputs that we want. The first input, we're going to get it from shadcn. Of course, all the inputs are going to come from shadcn. And then how are we going to know which input is this? We just need to go to our Prisma schema so that we can see how our database is. Okay, let's go to our Prisma schema. I think we are supposed to start with login. Okay, since we're already here, let's just continue with this one. So we want to come here and go to the product. Where is the product schema? Let's scroll up, up, up. This is user. This is product. So the product will need a name, the price and stock, and image URL, which is the image URL is going to be the upload. All other things are going to be generated automatically. So that means, with that being said, this means that, okay, we're going to paste this here. Why are we doing this? We want to make sure that our variables and our keys are the same. Okay, so let's do that here. Okay, before we do this, I think this starts from React hook form. Okay, let's just go to React hook form here. Okay, this starts from React hook form. Check here, guys, get started. Okay, what we want to do here, we want to take this, okay, and paste it here. Okay, and let's import React hook form. Use form state. Nope, I want to use form. Suppose we have use form here from React. Let's copy it like this in case it doesn't want to show up. Copy it like this. Okay, as you can see, we have it. So what is this? Okay, React hook form is a library that helps us to interact with the form input, so that if you want to validate and you want to collect all the data from the inputs and send them to the API in an easy and efficient way. That's what this does. This is a hook that supplies us with all of these. Okay, so how does this help us? Okay, this form will need some sort of a validation mechanism. Okay, so where are we going to get that validation mechanism? We are going to get it from Zod. Okay, so let's create here const. What I'm going to do here, please note this variable naming mechanism is going to help us in other forms. We are going to create a template here that we will always copy and paste. Okay, so we are going to have a form, let's say underscore schema. Sorry. Okay, form schema here is equal to Z. Let's import this from Zod. Okay, Z.object. Apologies about that. Z.object. And then in this Z.object, what we want to do, we want to have all of these. Okay, let's just move these here. So what is this schema? Zod, it's a library that helps you with validating data. So whatever rules that we are going to write here, we are going to push them on React hook form so that those rules can be reinforced here. For instance, if you are trying to save a form with empty input, or you have put a number instead of string. So let's quickly create those rules. So we need to copy these keys as they are because everything has to be in sync. We are going to have a name, and name, we are going to have a z dot string. Okay, let's see why it looks like I don't have what I want. Let's see z dot object. We have installed this z from Zod. Okay, schema is equal to z dot object. Let me just type here dot string and execute this. Oh, this is string. Okay, as you can see, guys, everything works. Okay, so this is going to be a string, and this string must have a minimum length at least of 4. Okay, minimum of 4. If somebody doesn't do conform with this rule, let's say minimum, okay, minimum of 4 characters. Okay, so we are telling this, should this not succeed, tell the user that this is what we want. I hope you get it now. So now let's copy and paste this, because even description is going to have the same validation. And then we are going to copy this as is and then paste it here. Okay, if somebody put less, what can I say, less characters than this is going to tell us that. And then here we've got a price. Okay, the price is going to be a number. Let me just copy and paste here. The same thing, copy the same thing here, and then we are going to paste price here. Okay, the reason why we are copying these, we don't want to make any mistake. So this is not going to be a string. It's going to be, let's say, price dot, let's see, price dot, do we have integer? Let's see. On Zod, what type of number that do we have in Zod? Do we have decimal maybe? Let's see. Decimal, nope. What else? Let's say Zod dot number. Okay, here is it, Zod dot number. Okay, and that is it. So this Zod dot number doesn't really have to have what can I say, a minimum of 2 characters. We don't really, or maybe we do need a minimum of 1 character. Okay, so this cannot be empty. let's say a minimum of 1 character. Let's leave this like this for now. Okay. And then let's get to a float. To stock. I think the stock is going to be more or less like the same thing, but the difference will be this. Okay, as you can see. And then in terms of the image URL, we are going to, what can I say? It's going to be a string as well. Let me just copy this. Okay, let's change this and paste it here. Okay, we have managed to define our own schema, okay, with Zot. Okay, let's just go through this. Okay, let's just go through this. We are having a name, okay, which are minimum of 4 characters, having a description, make sure it's going to be 4 characters. We are having a number here, minimum of 1, there must always be 1. Stock number, minimum of 1, cannot be null or nothing. And then image also minimum of 1. Okay, let me just do this, minimum of 1. So what we want to do now, we are having a schema that we can pass here. However, we need our second, let's do this. Okay, step 1, form schema. Let's do this. Okay, we are recording these steps. This is step 1, form schema, because we are creating a template. Okay, this is step 1. Okay, and then now we need step 2, which is form type. Okay, we always take the type from Zot. Okay, we always take the type from Zot. How do we take the type from Zot? We need to extract this type from here. So we are going to type here type, which is a form type. Okay, this type is going to be form type equal to z dot infer. Okay, well, we are telling Zot to infer from what? Let's copy the schema. Infer type of schema, type of this schema. Okay, so now we have managed to extract the type from here, and the type is, here is the type. Okay, this is exactly what we want. Okay, why are we extracting this type? We want to use also this type here on the form. Let me just give you an idea what is going on here. These guys make sure that we are getting the correct input, and then because of it's more like a schema, it can also supply us with the type. So that means we don't really have to create that type. This guy React hook form is dependent on this validation. Okay, even though it can create its own, but in our case, it's dependent on this validation, and it also needs a type, okay, because it's also made with TypeScript. So this is going to supply the type. Okay, so first of all, let's feed the type on React hook form. We are telling it that your type is form type. You are expecting these inputs. Okay, and then from there, in terms of validation, okay, what we are going to do, we are going to come here, and then let's start with default values. Okay, what are the default values for this form? Okay, we are going to take all of this. Where is our type? Okay, let me just come here, take all of this as a type. Okay, put here. I want to only copy the keys from here. Okay, as you can see, I'm making these objects, don't mind about the squiggly lines. I'm going to fix them now. Okay, don't mind about the squiggly lines. I'm going to fix them now. I'm just going to remove these and put commas so everything will work well. What does this mean? This means that initially, what are the values for this form? So initially, here are the values for this form. Okay, stock, let's say 0. Okay, here are the values for this form. And then from there, we need to link the Zod validation. Okay, so let's link Zod validation. We want to add a resolver here. Okay, and then here we want to import a Zod resolver from React hook form. Okay, and we are going to pass this Zod schema. So we are saying resolved with this form schema. Okay, resolved with this form schema. As you can see, now it looks like everything aligns. Now what we want to do, we want to connect React hook form. Okay, React hook form. Remember, React hook form is helping us with connecting to our input, collecting that data in a safest and easiest way, and then sending it to the API. So we need to link React hook form with what? With our input. Now let's come here. This input, we need to tell React hook form that is going to be for a name. How are we going to do that? We are going to add this and spread register. I hope I've copied register. Okay, and then register is a method. It needs to take a name. Because of we have connected our TypeScript perfectly, we can just say this form is going to be for a name. Okay, this input, and then we can then go here, or maybe let's see. Let me add a label for this as well. So I'm going to just type here div. Okay, and then I'm going to add this one inside this div, and then I'm going to create a label for this form, which is the label is going to be product name. Okay, product name. Okay, that will be my label. And then what I want to do, I want to flex. Okay, I want to flex this, and I want a flex direction of column. Okay, and I want a gap of 2. Okay, let's see what we can do, or let's see what's in there now. Okay, let's say it doesn't exist. Export use form doesn't exist. Okay, let's see. Export use form doesn't exist in the target module. Import use form. Let's go back here. Thank God that we are still here. Let's just install React hook form again and see what might be the problem. Okay, let me cancel everything here, and then let me paste. Install React hook form. The use form is supposed to be there. We just need to make sure, the other thing that we need to make sure, are we on the client side? As you can see here, we didn't specify. Okay, all hooks, they always work on use client. So let's go back here, and then npm run dev. Okay, npm run dev, and let's go back and see if this is going to give us some errors. Okay, maybe it's because of we didn't specify hooks. They don't work on a server side. Okay, maybe that's why we had the error. And also we have installed React hook form to make sure that everything works well. As you can see, this is starting, taking some time. Let me just pause it so that I can suppose it's, I don't know why it's taking some time. All right, guys, let's continue. Okay, I took some time, so I'm not sure if I will know where I was. But what I've recently seen is that there was some error here saying that the React hook form, which is this, okay, is not found. What I did, I just stopped the server and I some sort of restarted it, and everything worked well. Okay, so in case you might face a problem, please just shoot a comment below. So let's continue. Okay, so everything works well now. So what we have done now, we have linked React hook form with our first input. Let's check the label if it's there. As you can see, the label is there. What I like to do, I like to push the label a little bit. Let's just put a class name here, and then let's say margin left. Let's say margin left of 2, so that the label could be inside a little bit, inside here. That's what I mean. Let's just check if is it pushed. Okay, let's just put a big number here. Margin left, yes, let's say margin left of 8. Okay, I want to see if it's going to, yes, 100%. So this means that 3 might work well. Let's just check. Okay, I'm somewhat happy with this. Okay, I don't want the label to be exactly in the edge here. So, and also let's just put the color of gray text. Let's just put a color of gray. Let's put a color of gray 500. Let's see how it is. I hope it's gonna be, okay, it's too much. Sorry, it's not that strong. Let's put 600. Okay, I don't want 100% black. Let's say 700. Okay. Okay, I'm somewhat happy with this. As you can see, guys, okay, we've got this. So what we want to do, we just want to duplicate this. Where is our okay, we can use this now. Okay, so I want to duplicate this. I want this for description as well. And then in terms of description, we are going to use a text area. Okay, we are going to use a text area. Let me do this from shotcn. We are going to use, is this text area from shotcn? Nope. Let's just check on UI. Where is my components? UI. Do we have a text area here? Yes, we have it. Is it a small letter? It's capital letter. Okay. So this means that we just have to do this text area from shotcn. And then let's just type test here. So what we want to do, let's do things the advanced way. Okay, as you can see here, we've got, my apologies about this is not supposed to be here, it's supposed to be outside. We've got a wrapper here. As you can see, this is the wrapper. What it does, it aligns these. Okay, flex column, and a gap. We don't need to repeat ourselves when it comes to this. There are two options to do this. We can create a component that will always take children and then render these as children and make the layout. But that's an overkill, because CSS can help us to do that. Excuse me. So let's just copy this, because CSS can do that. Let's copy this and save. Check here what's going on. As you can see, this is how it is. Okay, for now. Let's see. Yes, okay, this is how it is. So what we want to do, we want to go to global CSS here. We are starting to create our own CSS styles, because we don't want to repeat ourselves. Check here, guys. Okay, it's either we name this according to the label, or we make it general. Okay, let's just say label wrapper for now. Let's make it relate to the label, or let's make it general. Let's call it call. Okay, let's say call. This is going to be arranged in columns. Okay, let's call it a call wrapper. One of the most difficult things in programming is naming things. Okay, let's use the tailwind function at apply, and let's paste these. So what this thing does, it flexes things. I'm happy with this. And then it makes a flex of column, but it doesn't tell the children inside if they are going to be justify center or what. So do I really need, for now, let's not overcomplicate things. I'm just going to copy this, save, and then go back here and just apply it in this button. Okay. What is the problem with this? It looks like we are not going to change things in one place. Yes, we can. We've got one place where we are going to change things, and they will change everywhere. I think I'm happy with this for now until we see a problem. Okay, as you can see, this is exactly what we have. Okay, so let's see. I'm thinking I'm going to have all of these. Yeah, let's leave it like this, guys. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to take this as well. Let's see, I want to take this div as well, do it for this wrapper. Okay, let's just do it for the text area. Okay, do it for the text area, and then let's just copy this label. Okay, let's just copy this label, and then what we want to do here, let's see how things looks like. I'm happy with this. These guys are inside an input, are inside a form which is not styled. Okay, let's see. Now what we want to do, this is going to be flex. Okay, flex column dash call, and then the gap of, let's say, the gap of 6. Okay, let's see what will happen here. As you can see, guys, okay, we just need to make sure that this is wrapped with that to avoid this. Let's see. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, for this, but what about for the text area? Okay, as you can see, the text area is inside here, but its own corresponding label is not inside here. I'm happy with this. And then description. Okay, let's go back and see. As you can see, so the spacing, I think it's a bit too much. Let's go here. Where is this? The gap, let's make it 4. Okay, so we don't want to repeat ourselves too much. What we want to do as well, we are going to use this flex call. Let's just go to global CSS. Let's just define a center here. If we want to center things, we just gonna do this. Okay, we want this to be flex. Sorry, item center. Okay, this will center things and justify center. It will center everything. So as you can see, guys, must we add a gap? No. So this will always help us to remove this flex, item center, and items whatever. Okay. What if maybe we don't want to do the item center? We will override this in the implementation. Check here. So what we are going to do, instead of doing this, as you can see, okay, I apologize about this. I wanted to paste only this center. Okay, let's go back here and just add center here. So we are going to remove this flex and flex call because we already have it. Let's see. Now everything is aligned in a row. This is not what we want. Yes, I understand 100%. We need to flex direction. We need to type here flex call. We are overriding it. That's why we are going to put this important. We are saying this by default make things row. So we are forcing this to make things column. So now we have managed to reuse, but why things are not happening? Let's see. We've got the center or flex. So we have managed to reuse this style. So now we are not going to center things. Now the problem is everything is center. This is true again because we've got center here. Most cases we're going to do this center, but we need to override it here by typing here justify start, and then let's make sure that we save that. Okay, it looks like to me there is just something that doesn't work. I think it did justify start. Let's do this, guys. I apologize about this. We are trying to make sure that we don't repeat ourselves. That's what we are trying to do here. Please be patient with the step. Let's check here. Justify start. Let's just delete it and see what will happen. Okay, let's try items start. Okay, because justify start doesn't give us what we want. Justify start. Okay, guys. Okay, this is what I wanted. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, I will still fix this width. What else do I want to add here? Okay, what else do I want to add here? I want to add an input as well. Okay, another input. Let's copy this. Copy this. And that input is going to be, my apologies about that. Did I name this? Okay, as you can see, I didn't register this. So what we want to do, we want to link this. We want to link this with React hook form. Okay, as a description. Okay, as you can see. So same applies here. This is going to be a price. Let's see. This is going to be for price. Okay, and then this input has to be a type of number. Type is equal to number. Must I make it a type of number? I don't think so, guys. Okay, let me first make it a type of number so that you can see why I'm saying product price. Okay, why I'm saying there's no need for this to be a price of number. I don't really need this. Okay, or let me just leave it for now because it's there anyway. Okay, but this step, I don't really need it. Let's see if can I make 3.5. Okay, it works. Okay, now I see. I was afraid that this is not going to put, let's say, 35, 45 rand 50. Okay, so this works. Let's continue, guys. Let's keep the ball rolling. Okay, so what else do I want? Let's check on our I want the stock and the image. The image is going to be an image component. Okay, so let's continue. What we want to do, we want the stock. The stock is very close to the number. Okay, it's very close to the number. Let's go there, and then we want stock here. Okay, and product stock, and that is it. Let's go and check. Okay, I'm happy with this. So what I want to do now, must I wrap this with a card? I don't think so for now. Okay, so let's go to a form. Okay, where is the form? As a container or as an outer container? First of all, let's set the form bg to gray, to any color, to gray, let's say gray 400, so that we can see. As you can see, guys, it doesn't have the width and height. Okay, let's make the width of this, let's say the width of, let's make it 20. Okay, on tailwind, or what pace is that? Okay, let's go back here and see. Okay, 20 is too small. Let's make it 120 then. Let's see. Okay, I'm somewhat happy with 120. Somewhat happy, but let's just make it 100. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to make every width of this full. For instance, let's just check here. Width of full. Okay, I think this is also one of the things that we can come here and utilize. Okay, why am I making these a capital letter? I want another developer to know that these are not tailwind CSS styles. Okay, so the developer must come here and check width of full, must come and check here. Okay, okay, so another developer can see that these are capitalized. They can come and check here and see what I have done. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want this width of full here. Okay, and then in also in these components, I want a width of full. Okay, class name, width of full. Let's check if everything is, these components are not doing what I want. Let's see, this is the name. I have put a width of full. Let's say width of 100. Is it gonna change? Yes, it changed on a width of 100, but the width of full doesn't change. Simply because, let's put a BG here of orange or any color. Let's remove the width of 100 and full here. I want to see, is this full, the container? As you can see, this container first doesn't make a width of full. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to go to our parent. We want to make it relative to tell it that children are styled relative to you. Okay, be responsible for the outer container, so that if we type full here, we know that this full, it's relative to fit this guy. Okay, let's make sure that our CSS is styled properly. Dot full apply width of full. Let's check. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's just if it doesn't work, we will just reinforce that it works. Okay, go back here. Let's check this color. Now it's still not a width of full. Let's reinforce that it work. Let's see. As you can see, when we are reinforcing it, now it works. I'm happy with this. Okay, so that means that we've got a width of full here. And what about this input? The input for name, is it full, width of full by default? Okay, let's also take this, another input, put full here, and then, okay, put a width of full here. Let's check. Okay, I'm happy with this. As you can see, all of these now, they are starting to take a full width. I'm happy with this. Okay, let's remove all the colors now for testing. Okay, remove all the, not this one. Where is the gray? This gray, let's remove it. Okay, I'm somewhat happy with this. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's go back to our form. And now let's just move it to 80 so that it cannot be too much. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm somewhat happy with this. Okay, so let's just go back, guys, and talk about this a little bit so that we can have understanding. First thing that we do, we've got a form schema. This is for validation, okay, to validate things. And then what else do we have? We've got the form type extracted from the schema. We have used a React hook form, which is responsible for linking the input and collecting the data from the input and sending it to the API. We have initialized this, the default values. When we reset everything, I think we also need a reset what can I say, method here. Okay, when we use this reset, things will reset to this as a default. We are linking the rules for validating the input. Here are these rules. We are taking them from schema. What else do we want to do now? We are done with that, and we have a form. Okay, and we have linked all the inputs of this form to this. But at this point in time, this form is not aware of React hook form. So how can we make this form aware? Let's create a const. Let's call this form underscore submit. Okay, every form will somewhat submit in a way. Okay, sorry about this. Every form will somewhat submit. This form will receive data. Obviously, TypeScript will tell us that what type of data are we going to receive. Since we are taking this from the form input, the data will be the same. This is what we are expecting. We are taking to the database, and then we are done with this. So what we want to do, we want to link this form with React hook form. Let's check the action of this form. Okay, we can just pass this straight as is, but you don't do this. You don't take this form as it is and pass it here. We need to make use of this submit or handle submit by React hook form. So we are just going to pass handle submit here from React hook form, and inside it we are going to throw this method. Okay, sorry guys, my mistake. Whatever that I'm saying here doesn't go on form action. My apologies about that. It goes to on submit. My apologies about that. On submit. Okay, we don't need two of these. Okay, as you can see, everything worked well. Okay, so now React hook form and this form, they are somewhat linked, but whatever you do here, okay, whatever you do here, even if you can receive the data and console log it, let's say console.log, okay, and console log it, .log and console log it, okay, data from inputs. Okay, it's not going to go there. Okay, why? First of all, as you can see, we don't have any submit button here. Okay, even if we can have a button if we want to, let's just go down, 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 down. Okay, on the bottom of this, remember we are still going to add the image. Okay, the image component. Let's say add. Okay, okay, let's say add product, let's say. Then let's import this from shardcn. Why it doesn't want to import it from shardcn? Button, my button has got triple T. My apologies about this. Okay, then let's import from shardcn. Okay, even if we can have this, as you can see, it's orange and it changes to the color that we want. Even if we can add this, when we click here, it looks like when we click here, something is happening. Let's see. Okay, let's see why automatically this button has got something to do with this. Okay, okay, because what I was expecting, guys, console, use the default values instead of setting. I'm not sure what is this. Okay, I was expecting this button not to communicate, with any of the UI because it's not connected yet. Okay, let's see what is this problem. Use the default value of value. props instead of setting the children on text area. Okay, let's not mind about this for now. Okay, I will deal with it later. So when you click submit, this is telling you that you must type something. Let's see. As you can see now, it's validating this one, and then now it's validating this one. Okay, I didn't expect this behavior. Let's just see. So now just by adding a button, what type of this button? I didn't even type it as submit. So I was thinking that this type has to be submit before it can connect to this button type has to be submit before it's linked, before it can do that. Let me try to make this button a different thingy. Okay, I want just to test submit. Let's just make this a button and see if this type of this is just a button, is it still going to link to React hook form? I'm just testing this for understanding. Okay, let's see. As you can see, guys, okay, I'm thinking by default shadcn button defaults to submit. Okay, because it looks like React hook form picks this button when you don't have a type here. Okay, automatically. As you can see, it reacts. So I'm thinking, okay, but since we want to do things the right way, also I have at least shared the knowledge that this button must be submit. At least now you know that, in case you are using any other button. Okay, for instance, any HTML button. So this, when we do this, this connects this button to React hook form, but this always validates because it's telling us that we need to make sure that we put something here, but we don't see the errors, right? Yes. So what we are going to do, we are going to go to React hook form and take the errors. Where are the errors? Here are the errors. And let's console log the errors somewhere, not inside any method. Okay, let's console log the errors here. Okay, let's console log the errors here. Let's check here, guys. Okay, now that we have console logged the errors, okay, let's see. Okay, there are no errors at this point in time. When we click here, it's telling us that here are the errors. As you can see, minimum of what, minimum of what, minimum of what. I'm happy with this. So what we want to do, we want to make these errors meaningful. They must appear underneath a specific input. So let's look at the structure of an error so that you can understand. Okay, the error has got a description here, and then there is a message for description. Here is the message for description. We've got the name. Here is the error for name. So what we want to do, error is an object. So let's just go to under the name. Here is the name. Okay, so under this, what we want to do here, we want to put a p tag. Okay, this p tag is going to have some errors. Okay, the input errors, and then the class name of this is going to be text dash red. Okay, let's use red 500. Let's go and check how this looks like. As you can see, guys, here is an error. I'm happy with this. And then we want to put not errors here, we want to put something. Let's take the errors that we got from React hook form. Okay, let's check, is there some sort of an error to start with. Okay, is there an error? If there is an error, then take errors. Okay, I apologize about this. Take errors and then dot. Okay, we are on name. Okay, make sure that we have name first. Okay, we don't just want to we want to check, do we have errors dot name, is name possible? Okay, yes. And then if name is possible, okay, let's also bang, is there any message? Okay, so meaning that if there is an errors, if there are errors, you are going to check if there are errors. Yes. Is there any name? Yes. If there is any name, check, is there any message? Then you display the message, or else let's just say do nothing. Okay, let's go and test this syntax and see if how it works. Okay, there is an error. Let's just refresh. I was expecting to see nothing here, meaning that if there are no errors, and then nothing. This logic, it's a bit wrong. There is some sort of a bug in this logic. Why? Let me tell you why. There are no errors here. Okay, that's why this doesn't show. I'm looking specifically for if there are no errors, you are supposed to show nothing. Okay, let me just read this again so that I can also understand it. Okay, check here. Are there any errors? Let's see. Are there any errors? No. Okay, if there are no errors, don't display any errors. Okay, there are no errors here. This is empty. Okay, so let's see. Are there any errors? Yes. If there are any errors, display this as is. Okay, let's do this. If there are any errors, display this, or else display nothing. Okay, I was expecting nothing to be displayed. Okay, we will fix this later. I will think about this as I'm working on this code. So let's see. Let's just make an error and see. Okay, as you can see, now that there is an error, here is this error, minimum of 4 characters. Let's just test if that is the case. Okay, let's say dash name. Okay, we're just gonna indicate that this is for name. Okay, we're just going to indicate that this is for name so that we can be sure that we are getting a specific error. Okay, let's wait for it. Everything is popularizing. As you can see, guys, this is error for name. Okay, I still have to think about why my nothing is not showing. Okay, I just have to rethink about it and see what we can do. Okay, so as you can see, guys, now the errors are showing. Okay, once you fix this error, now suppose when we click, it takes us here. We fix this error, it takes us here. So we just need to copy and paste here. Okay, here let's just put null because we don't want anything to be displayed. So what we are going to do, let's first check if we are happy with this UI. Okay, when we click here, let's click. Okay, are we happy with this? Yes. Okay, so let's copy and paste this to all of our components. So we are going to come here and just paste this here. Come here and paste this here, and then come here and paste this here. Happy with this? And then what we are going to do, we are going to start with description. Okay, the only thing that we are going to change here. Okay, the other thing that we need to do, can't we ask here, do we have error dot description so that we can be specific? Okay, we want to show something when there is a specific error for description because we are under description. Okay, I think this is best. Okay, even here, let's say dot name. Okay, we don't just want to be general. Okay, so everything here now will just change for description. Okay, and that is it. And then here, this will change for price, and everything here will change for price, and this will change for stock. I think so. Okay, for stock, and every other thing will change for stock. Okay, stock. Sorry, let me remove the name and put stock. Let's go back here and check. Okay, as you can see, guys, now all the errors are showing accordingly. Okay, let's just I don't need all of these. Let's see. Okay, let's click. As you can see, it's showing us all the errors. That means we must fix this. And then let's see if we fix them. I'm happy with this. Fix this. I'm happy with this. Fix this. Invalid input expression number received now. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's click submit. Okay, I will deal with this later. Okay, so as you can see, guys, what we did here, we have created a React hook form, and we have linked it to all of our input, and also we have displayed the corresponding error. Let's just quickly end this video here and continue. All right, let's continue. I'm happy with this, nice and clean, but we've got some minor errors here relating to a text area. Let's just go to the Let's just go to here, and then let's look at the text area. Okay, there is a mistake here. The text area is supposed to be a self-closing tag. Okay, so we just need to do this. Let's go back here. As you can see, this works well. And then let's go back here and check the other mistake that we did. Okay, here we took exactly our Prisma schema, a structure of a database, and we have used it here to make sure that our schema validation works perfect. That was okay because we want to make sure that these names are exactly the same way as they are going to be on the database. Synchronicity is important here, but we've made a major mistake, and that mistake is the database is expecting a URL because the server is going to save the file locally on its own storage, and then it will send a string to the database. But remember, the server is expecting a file. Okay, so we want to send a file image that must be stored first, and then the path will be sent to a database. So now things are not going to be the same because the form is expecting a file, not a string. Okay, so let's change this to image file. To image file. Let's change this to image file first because we're going to make this an image file. As I've told you that synchronicity is very important. Obviously, things are starting to break here, as you can see. Okay, and here a file is supposed to be undefined instead of what can I say, instead of a string. It can never be a string, it can be undefined. Let's see, I think I'm happy with this. There is no other TypeScript error. And then what we want to do now, we want to convert this from a string. I don't want this. Now we want to tell Zod that we want this to be any. Okay, allow this to be anything. As we can see, Zod has got some sort of a TypeScript first architecture where it always want to know a type. Okay, as you can see, a type, a type, a type. So here we want to create our own custom validation. So we are going to use refine. Okay, so Zod, it knows that this could be anything, but we are going to refine it. Okay, we are going to refine it. My apologies about that WhatsApp call. So we are going to refine this. Okay, when we are refining this, we are going to add and we're going to take an arrow function, and in that arrow function we are going to receive an image file when a user picks that image, and then from then we want to some sort of add some rules to this file. Okay, one of those rules is we are taking this file and we are asking it, is it an instance of file? As you can see, what if that fails, and then we need to put a message. Okay, for now let's just type here files only. Okay, and then we are done with part one of this. I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, please shoot a comment below. My apologies about that. I will attend it, but I just want to finish this, guys. Okay, so let me just continue, or maybe let me pause and quickly attend it so that you cannot be annoyed by that. Okay, guys, my apologies about that. At least I've attended it now, so we can continue freely. And then what we want to do, we have solved part one of this problem. That means we've got this. But if we can check on the UI, there is no image file, okay, or an image picker. So let's just go on the JSX and make some copy and paste. We want to copy this because we're going to use the same file input. Okay, one thing to note that the shard.cn input doesn't accept or integrate with React Form automatically. So that means now we are just going to do an extra exercise. Just be aware of that. We want to change the type of this to a file. This input is going to be a file. I'm happy with that. And then this is not for the name now, okay? This is not for the name. This is for the image file. Let's copy the same, what can I say? The same name or the same word here so that we cannot make some typos. And then from there, we change this one as well. As you can see, now we are facing some minor errors, okay? The error is saying that since now we've got undefined here, okay, undefined here. Now, it's not guaranteed that our errors, when we've got them, the message.errors, first of all, it's not even guaranteed if we will have an error there. That's what TypeScript is saying. Okay, so we need to trick TypeScript a little bit, because TypeScript is thinking that we are going to push undefined inside a React node element. Okay, that means, let's say, inside a div. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to trick it a little bit. We want to somewhat tell it that this is going to be a string, don't worry. Okay, as you can see, and we are sure that this will be a string. Okay, if there are no errors, we are not going to reach this, okay, in the file. If there is an error in the file, the message part of it is going to be a string. Okay, so we are done solving part number 2. Let's just double check, is this input element ready to accept a file? Let's just go and check here, as you can see, but we need to change this name. Okay, now it's ready to accept a file. As you can see, it shows up here. So what I want to do, I just want to refresh here, and let me just click here without doing anything. We've got a proper error here, or the error message files only. Okay, as you can see. So let's make that error at least meaningful. Okay, let's just type here the message file expected. Okay, where is that? Sorry, image file expected. Okay, expected. That means we are expecting an image file. I'm happy with this. We are getting there. And then what else do we want? Okay, the other thing that we can clean, or we can make things cleaner in these prices, we've got a minimum of 1 and whatever. Okay, that means a minimum of 1 character. What if somebody puts 0? Okay, what if puts 0, and then we can detect that? And let me say, what if they put a negative number? Okay, so with Zod we can make a cleaner version of that and say we are expecting a positive number. Okay, positive numbers only. Okay, we can copy this for this as well. Okay, we can copy this for this as well. Now we are bulletproofing our form. Let's go to the number inputs. Okay, let's go to the number inputs, or the numeric input. I think that's the proper English. Okay, so let's go to the numeric input and check something. Let's see. This is a numeric input. What we want to do here, we can set a minimum value of what? Of 1. Okay, because we don't want somebody to put 0. Okay, so that means we are using a Zod validation, and at the same time with our inputs, to make sure that there are no errors. So let's also come here. Where is the number input? Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, so another thing that we want to do here, we want to go to our Zod in terms of numbers, to make sure that the value that the value that React hook form will return to Zod, it's a number, a numeric value. Okay, not a string. So how do we reinforce that? We go to our register and we pass another what can I say, another parameter, let's say, and then see, we are going to say value, let's say value as number. Okay, we want this value as number. Let's make this to true. This reinforces and making sure that we are not going to get any other errors. We might as well do this for the other this one. Okay, for the price. Okay, we want the same thing. So our form is becoming some sort of a bulletproof. Okay, we are getting there. Okay, remember, this is some sort of a production grade application. As you can see now, this HTML input is telling us that this cannot be 0. So what we want, we need to go where it's taking its own default values and remove 0 there. So because of that, now let's have 1 here. Okay, that problem is supposed to be solved, because now we've got 111 here. I think I'm happy with this. Everything works well, and we can take an image there. If there is no image, obviously there will be, let's see, image file expected, but we've added an image. Matthew has forgotten to take this further. Okay, so let's go back here, guys. Okay, now let's go back to this image. file input. Okay, as much as this email file input is somewhat connected to React hook form, remember I said shard.cn image file input, they don't automatically integrate with what can I say, with React hook form. So we need to, what can I say, do some special thinking and way around it. Okay, so what we can do here, we can get into we can get into register, and then here on register, okay, we can check some other method which are here. I think we can get an on change method. We are hijacking this input. Okay, we can on change, we can do something here. Okay, on change, let's say my apologies about this. On change, we can do something. What do we want to do on change? Okay, let's open two curly braces so that this could be just a normal function. We want to receive E here, okay? But this E, let's see, is this E an event? Let's see if we can get target here. As you can see, guys, we can get target here. I'm happy with this because this E is an event, okay? So what we want to do with this E, can I first log, console log things for the sake of teaching you something? Let's say file data, so that you can have a better understanding of what is going on here. So on that event, I want to get a target, and from that target I want to get the files, okay, because this file input is responsible for accepting files, but I always want the file at 0. Okay, let's see what is it saying. Something is possibly null. Since we are testing, guys, there's no need for us to bulletproof this because we are testing anyway. Let's see, passing it must, let me just refresh first because some errors disappear by just refreshing. So there is nothing to write a story about. Input type fine and change, and then on change. Looks like there is somewhat a problem here. I don't know what is it. Okay, I think we did everything right. Maybe is it because of this? Okay, let's just check the on change. Okay, this is what we're getting, and this is what we're getting. Let me just remove it and just check, guys. Okay, I'm just testing so that I know I'm fixing the right thing. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Input type, passing. Okay, let's see. This is a register and it's registering an input field. This comma, is it not supposed to be there? Yes, I think I have made a mistake here because this method, okay, this method, where does it end? I think it ends here. This method, it's a second parameter for the register, okay? For the register, as you can see now, everything works well. Let's go back here and check. As you can see, guys, everything worked well. Then let's just go here and go to console. Okay, let's see. We've got some errors, as you can see. Image file expected. Let's just add an image. And then let's see what will be logged in the console. Okay. Is it file data? It's UYU. I'm not convinced if this is what I want to console log. I'm not oh, it was a test. Okay, my apologies about this. This is my mistake. I forgot now that I didn't use the E. I want to console log the E. The E is not typed. Okay, that's not much of a problem. Let's just go to target dot files at 0. This is a bit risky because we can make some typos. This is subjected to errors, okay, but we are just testing. And then let's just go here, let's pick something. Let's see, what are we console logging? Looks like now our file data is meaningful. As you can see, here is the name and here is the name. Everything correspond. I just wanted to show you that there is a file here, but our TypeScript is not correct. So this is a bit of a risk, even though it works. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to deal with the TypeScript later because we've got everything right here. So what else do I want to do after that? Because this doesn't mean that our input is connected to React hook form. What we want to do we want to use a method from React Hook Form, which is set value. Okay, we can set values manually, okay, instead of just using register, okay, on the input. So that's what we are going to do now. Let's go. I think this is up a little bit. Where is it? Here is it. So what we want to do, we want to take this because this is a file, okay, but we need to be a little bit extra careful here. Let's be defensive. If let's say not e dot target dot files, okay, if this is not defined at 0, if there is nothing at 0, just return dot continue. Okay, as you can see, guys, we are trying to be defensive. We want to make sure that before we set value from React Hook Form, set value. Okay, set value is a function. It will ask us which field do we want to set value for, an image. Okay, and then we are setting this file. Okay, the file that we got there, we are setting it. Okay, so now I'm expecting to remove an error after picking something. Okay, let's see. Now the error is gone and we are done. Thank you so much for making it up to this far. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You will help the channel to grow. This brings us to the end. All right, let's continue, guys. Okay, since this is a production grade tutorial or course, can't we find a way to display an image as soon as we have picked it? Okay, so how are we going to do that? Let's just get in here. Let's go up, just under this. Okay, let's create a state variable here. Okay, is equal to use state. Okay, use state. Okay, and then we are going to type this as image URL. Okay, image URL and set. I think something is wrong somewhere here, and then comma set image URL. Okay, this is going to be what, an empty string. Let's see, first of all, const, let's fix this because this is not what we want. Cannot find the name URL. Const, let's see, const. Okay, constant image URL, set URL, use state. Let's just use state as a string. Okay, maybe I'm inside the wrong thing. As you can see, guys, I'm in the wrong place. My apologies about this. I wanted to be somewhere here. My apologies about this. My apologies about this. I wanted to be here. We can remove this. Okay, so we want an image string. Okay, now what we want to do as well, we want to set this on use effect. Okay, sorry, we want to set this on use effect. Okay, how are we going to do this? Let's just type here use effect. Okay, this is a hook. Okay, we are going to pass empty things here. So what we want to do now, let's do this use effect. We need to watch a value. Okay, there is a value that we need to watch. Which value do we want to watch? Obviously it's this one, the one that has got an image. Where is it? This value. We need to keep on looking for it. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Let's see. Okay, the first approach will be let's see, when we must watch it when it changes, or let's do it like this, const watched image value is equal to, let's watch it. Okay, let's use watch from React Hook Form, and then suppose here we can put what we want to watch. So meaning that whenever this value changes, it will always be assigned here. Okay, Okay, let's see. So whenever it changes, we what can I say? We are aware, we are alert. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to also use this as a, let's see. Yes, because we want this use effect to always trigger when this changes. Okay, so this use effect is going to look for this as soon as it changes, then this will be triggered. What do we want to do when this changes? Okay, first of all, we want to look for the image file. Here is it, it's here, we are watching it. What we want to do, we want to create a URL. Let's just type here const generated image URL. We want to create this, we want to generate an image URL from a file. We are going to use this global available variable dot create object URL. Okay, that means we're creating an instant URL for a file, and which is that file is the one that we are watching. Okay, as you can see, this is the file that we are watching. So meaning that as soon as this changes and it becomes a file, okay, not a string, a file, that file will be taken and be processed, and a temporary URL will be assigned to this. Once that is done, what do we want to do? We want to set image URL, or if not, that means I forgot our use state variable. Here is it, set image URL. Let me just copy it instead. Okay, and let's put this generated image. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then we need to make sure things happen when all is well. Okay, if not, okay, where is this generated file? Watched value, not generated file. If watched value is not valid, then just return, do nothing. Okay, now we are defensive and this is bulletproof. Okay, as you can see. So what we want to do now, we want to take this URL and display it somewhere. Now, this is what we are going to do on top of a form. I believe, where is the form? Right on top of a form. Form is not the only, what can I say? Is not the only, the last. This is what I want to say, guys. My apologies about that. There is a container wrapping form. Okay, so form is not the parent. So we can, between this parent and form, we can check if does this exist. If it exists, then we want to render an image, and that image is going to be a next image. And then this next image is a self-closing tag. It will want a lot of things. Let's start with alt, and then alt. We are just going to type here image, nothing to write a story about. And then it will want the width. Let's make the width of let's say 50, and it will want the height. Let's make the height of 50 as well, or let's just say 70. And then it will want the src, the source of the image, and then let's paste this URL as the source of the image. Okay, as you can see, failed execution, create object, resolution failed. If you look at this condition, okay, it's not always, what can I say, it fails us, okay, it doesn't bulletproof this. So for some reason, this condition is leaking. We need to fix it. Let's make this more specific and say, if this watched image value, we need to ask, is it an instance of a file? Okay, we're asking. Okay, this might be true. If this is false, which is if not, then we are just going to return. We are not going to come here if that is the case. So if we can come back here, as you can see now, everything work well. So let's test our system to see if it's going to work. As you can see, here is the preview of our own image. If it's small, we can just go here and change this to 200. This is supposed to be 200, and this one, let's just make it 200, 200. As you can see, now everything is showing. Let's take my own image. As you can see, guys, so we can see the image as we upload it. Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer. Stick with me, I'll make you famous. I'll take you places to see different places. This takes us to the end of this session. Thank you so much for making it up this far. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Alright guys, let's continue. As you can see, the image can show up here. Before we continue and make this image, what can I say, presentable or style it a little bit, let's just quickly go back to the code and talk about things that I think you might be behind on due to me fiddling with the code and making some changes and forgot that I did. Okay. The first challenge or the thing that I'm noticing now is that this shows a value of 1 when you restart. Okay. I think I might have made this behind the scene while I was busy fiddling trying to get things right. Okay. So let's just quickly go here, and then what we want to do, I want to show you that now the default value for this is 1, okay, not 0. Why? Simply because I think I went here on the input for numerics, numeric input. Let's just quickly check the numeric input. As you can see here, there is a minimum value of 1, so that I don't want to allow 0 and negative numbers. As you can see, what I'm doing here, I'm balancing Zord validation and also the input. So we are making this application bulletproof. Okay, so with that being said, at least now we know that there are these things that are added here. So let's continue. So what we want to do, let's go to the image. Let's go to the image. Where are we going to put this image? Let's see. Refresh. This is the UI at the moment. Let's see when there are errors. Okay, this extends. Where are we going to put it here? I think let's change the layout of our UI. Let's see how many components do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. What if we can have 3 components on the side and 2 components in the side with an image? Okay, so let's quickly do that. So so what I'm going to do, I need to divide my form into 2 sections. How am I going to do that? I'm going to have a container here, okay, a parent container. We are going to have some class names here, okay, and then I'm going to have the left section. Okay, my apologies about that. The left section and the right section. Okay, another div here. Okay, the right section. My apologies about this. And then what I want to do, I want to use a class name of center. If you still remember, we had some sort of a class name of center here. So this is going to center everything. Okay. And what else do we want to do? We want a gap of, let's say, a gap of 6. Okay. I want a gap of 6 between these 2 components. And then what I want to do, I want, let's just format this. I hope this will be shorter and it will be presentable. Okay, I think this is much better. So what I want to do, I want to take the first 3 inputs. Okay, as you can see. Okay, the first 3 inputs. Let's see. Column wrapper with this full. Yes, I think this is the first one. Okay, the first one, put it on the left, and the second one, put it on the left. Why don't we take 2 at a time? Okay, where is the third one? I think here is the third one. Okay, so we are going to take these and put these on the left. Okay, let's see. I think between the right and the left, this is the last component. Put it on the left, and then take the last 2 and put these on the right. Okay, and then here is the right side. Sorry, inside here. Here is the right side. So I want to put all of these here. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's just give it a try and see how it looks like. Okay. We've got these components. Okay, this group, this one, and we've got this one. Okay, but unfortunately, this is not aligning side by side. That is not much of a problem. What we want to do, we want to go to that container, the actual overall container, this one. Remember, we want to reinforce, but by default, this aligns things. Let's see what's going on here. I think I am missing something. This is what I want. Okay, this is what I want. Okay, let's see. I don't think this is styled. Let's just do this. It looks like now I'm lost in my own styles. Okay, I don't want this here. Okay, this is a mistake. I want this here. Okay, my apologies about that. Let's check. As you can see, now we've got this tree here and this tree here, but now the gap of what? The gap of 6 is not applicable. Why? Let's put a gap of 12. Let's make this gap a little bit bigger. Okay, fine. The reason is the width of this overall container is not set. Okay, we just don't know how big it is. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to set this width, let's say w to, let's try 200. Let's see, hope this will work. I think 200 will work. That's fine. So as you can see now, everything is centered because of that center, but what I'm complaining about, it's still the gap in between. Okay, oh, this is not a gap, this is GA. Okay, my apologies about that. So as you can see, this is taking shape now, because of these overlapping things. Okay, as you can see, this and this, these are not equal. We are going to put an image here. So what we want to do, we want to go to the text area. Let's go to the text area and go to the class name for text area. And then let's set the height of what? Let's set the height of 100. Let's see how big that is. No, that is too much. Let's set the height of 60. I'm happy with this height. Okay, so now this will give us a nice image here. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to go and take that image. Where is it? Okay, we want to take this image and put it on the bottom section. Okay, on the bottom section, right here. Where? Let's see. Okay, let's see. I think somewhere here. Okay, on top of this. Okay, and then let's set the width and height of this image. What we want to do first, we want to can this image have a border? I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do, let's see. First of all, let me just, looks like I'm confused. Okay, let me copy everything here and let me wrap this with a div. Sorry about this. With a div. I don't want this divide. Okay, I want a div. Okay, let me do this. Okay, with a div. Let me close the div. I don't know why it didn't want to give me a div. Okay, and then from there, I want to set the BG of this class name, a BG of any background. Okay, let's go back and check. Okay, it's not showing there. I'm happy with that. And then let me make this red and see. Okay, it doesn't show, right? Okay, now let's be clever. Let's take this wrapper. Okay, because it doesn't show. Let's take this wrapper because it shows conditionally. Let's make sure that it's not showing conditionally. It will always be there, whether the image is showing or it's not showing. This is what I want to do. Okay. Okay, it's not going to show because there is nothing inside here. Let's set the width and height. Let's set the width of 60 and the height of 60. Okay, let's see. I'm happy with this. This somewhat makes sense to me. Okay, and then what I want to do, I want the margin bottom, the margin top of 4. Let's see, so that it can move to the bottom a little bit, so that it could align with this. Okay, let's make this the margin top of 6. Okay, the margin top of 6. Come on, the margin top of 6. Happy with this, and then let's say rounded MD. Okay, make it rounded a little bit. Let's make this relative, okay, because we want it to control the image. Okay, I'm happy with this, guys. This is the layout that I think I was looking for. And then let's also add a margin bottom, let's say of 4. Okay, so that it can push this a little bit. I think this makes sense to me. Let's go and remove the orange thing. Okay, and then let's just pick an image and see. Okay, let's just pick an image and see. Okay, I apologize about it. As you can see now, this overlaps a little bit. I don't really mind much about this. Is this container relative? Let's see, is it relative first? Let's see, relative. I'm happy with this. And then what I want to do, I want this image to fill the container. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to use this fill. Okay, as you can see, let's check now. Okay, now it fits in this image. I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do, we want to clip. I don't even want this background. We want to clip the image inside what can I say, inside this container. I just forgot now that utility style, it's overflow hidden. Okay, overflow hidden. The image must not overflow. Okay, as you can see now, I think we are winning. Okay, I think we are winning. Okay, I am happy with this. The only thing that we need to do before we end this section or this session, we want to take the button to somewhere. Where is the outer container? To somewhere here. Okay, somewhat inside. Nope, this is the big problem because now it falls into this arrangement of which I don't want it to. Okay, as you can see, I want it to be inside a form. Okay, I want it to be inside a form. Let's see. I think what I can do, let's see. Okay, because I want this to be here. Okay, so that means, let's be clever. Let's take this. Okay, let's take, where is that div? Let's take this div. Okay, let me take out the button. Take out the button and paste it here. And then I'm going to go to my form. The form is going to act as the overall container. So it's a flex column. I'm happy with it. Is it centering things? Yes. But now why this button looks somewhat weird? Okay, my apologies about this. Let's just put a BG. Okay, of this, I want to see where the form ends. As you can see, the form is too small. Okay, where is the width of the form? The width of the form is 80, which is a problem. The width of the form must fit. Okay, it must wrap its children. Let's see. Okay, I'm somewhat happy, but not exact, because this button needs to be here. It looks like this quick fix is not working. My apologies about this. Now let's just do things the right way. I must not be lazy. Okay. What I want to do, I want first the width of 200. I want the container, the parent form to set the width. Okay. My apologies about this. I should have taken the width only. Okay. I should have taken the width only here. Okay. Let's see. As you can see, now it looks like we are in the game. Okay. And then I want this to be full. Okay. A class of this. I want this to be full. Okay. Let me go to the form and set its background so that I can see where it ends. BG gray. Okay, let's see where it ends. Is it that big? Looks like it's that big. I'm happy with this. And then let's make a width of 100 here and see. Okay, this is too small, 150. This is too small, 150. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm happy with this. Even though there is some sort of an overlap, I really don't mind much about that. And then what I want to do now, let me just go back here. Let me just go back here and remove this gray. So for now, we're not going to stress much about minor UI things, okay? Let me be happy with this, even though it doesn't align 100%. We can always fix things later, guys. I am happy with this. I think in the next video, we are going to, what can I say? Let me just show you my image for the last time before we end this section. Okay, as you can see, guys, I'm happy with this. It's giving us a preview of this image. I am Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer from South Africa. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's just end this session here. All right, let's continue. So now, as you can see, we're getting there, but we need to fix some UI issues here. As you can see, this doesn't align and we don't have a heading here. Let's quickly first make this align properly. So as you can see here, we've got some sort of center and we've got a gap of, let's say 12, okay? Let's make this a gap of 18 and see what will happen. This is pushed like almost to what we want. And then what we want to do now, we want to go to the width of 150 and let's make it a width of 130. And let's see, we are making this a little bit smaller. The gap doesn't somewhat shrink. The gap doesn't somewhat shrink. Let's see. Okay, this gap is too big. Okay, fine. Let's make a gap of 12, even a gap of 10. Okay, let's make this a gap of 10. And then we can, this is some sort of a quick fix for now. Okay, then we can make this a width of, let's say, let's make it a width of 100 and see. Okay, let's make it a width of 150. Is it gonna be too much? Okay, 150 was too much. Let's try 130. Okay, we just want this to, that's too much. My apologies about that. We just want this to almost like look closer to that. I'm happy with this. I'm saved by the bell. Okay, obviously this is not like the best way of styling. There is a better way to do that, but in this tutorial we're just going to stick with this. Let's just add a heading here. So let's just check where we are, highlight here, make sure that there's format this nicely. Okay, I don't think this format it's the way I want to. Let me try it again. Format this document. Let's say format this section, format the document. Okay, same thing. All right, let's go to the actual page. Start of the page. As you can see, this is the start of the page. Padding top, it's 12. Let's see. It's fine. Let's just leave it like that for now. And then what I want to do, I want a div here. And what is the page? Let's say this is add product. Okay, I want a class name of font. Um, how do I change the font? Or text, not font. My apologies about this. Text to XL. And then in terms of the color, let's just go back to CSS. Okay. Well, the other thing that I want to do, since I'm already here, the other thing that I want to do, let me go to my definitions. This accent color, it's a bit off. Okay. It's a bit off. Let me, when we hover over, we want this to be secondary. My apologies about this. My phone is ringing. I'm sorry about that. I will answer it later. Okay. So let me continue, guys. Okay. Done with that. The distractions. So what I want to do now, I'm happy with this coloring. We were here because we wanted this secondary color. Okay. That's what we wanted to do. And we wanted this secondary color to be what? To be part of our classes. So we are going to take it like this, and then let's go to text. Okay, let's create a class here, dot text secondary. Okay, and then we're going to hit at apply. Okay, and then text dash color, and then we add this. I'm happy with this. Can't we just do this? Are we going to need a text of primary like that? Let's add things as we need them. Okay. My apologies about this. Let's just do the underscore. The reason why I'm not doing, I don't want to do this dash. I would like to believe CSS will have some conflict with this dash. Okay. As you can see, CSS understands this dash differently. It's like not a reserved word. Okay. But let's say a reserved dash. Okay. I'm not sure if that's the proper English. My apologies for this. I want to hit a but why I can't hit an underscore? What's going on here? Where is an underscore? Shift, not control. My apologies about that, guys. Okay, really apologize. I didn't do this intentionally. I wanted to hit the underscore, but I was pressing control. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. I think this is the right time to just remind you about something. Okay, let's go to here. Let me just quickly remind you about something. Okay, in case you don't know, I have got a coaching course. Okay, you can book an hour for free so that I can sit down with you and understand where you're coming from, what do you want and what you want to achieve, and give you some free advice within an hour. If you are happy with it after the hour, then you can book a coaching course here, clazomatthew@gmail.com. Or if you are ready, you can just click here and make the payment. What is a coaching course? Please read this document. Okay, as you can see, master FullStack, React, and Next.js, and unlock job ready skills in 10 hours. I'm going to coach you in 10 hours. Okay, I give you exactly what you want to know. I help you and coach you to become a better Next.js developer. Okay, if you might want, just click here. You'll be taken to a payment page. As you can see, the cost at this point in time, it's only for 4,500 rands. Please convert this to the currency of your choice or where you stay. Let's continue, guys. Enough about this. Now you know that I've got a coaching course where I can teach you one-on-one. You can book your session, 1 hour session for free, and then I'll take you through everything. What do I want to do? I am here to add this. Okay, and then let me just paste. I know I copied something. Okay, as you can see, I was coloring this. Okay, and then let's make this font bold. Okay, font bold. It looks like by the end of this we will have our own utility styles like like Tailwind. Okay, as you can see, we've got this one, we've got this one, and our list is growing. As you can see, we've got add product here, but I would like to believe it's small. Let's make this 3x, And then margin bottom, let's make 12. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm somewhat happy with this. What else do we want to do now? I think we are done with this. We have managed to fix our small glitches and other things. What else can we do? In the next session, we are going to save this to a database. That means we're going to go to the back end. All right, let's continue, guys. Okay, so let's just test this if everything works well. Okay, let's just choose any product. Okay, and then let's just click submit and test. As you can see, this is expecting an image. We are going to choose another product, disappears, but this is expecting still an image. So we need to fix this. So what issue are we facing? The issue that we are facing, it's somewhere around the controlled and uncontrolled component. Okay, this input image, it's some sort of an uncontrolled component now. Okay, because we cannot what can I say, it controls its own mechanism. Okay, it controls its own mechanism. What we want to do, we want to change that. How are we going to change it? We want to put this on change. Okay, this on change, this one, directly in the input. Okay, we don't need this register. Okay, as you can see, because this register means that we are not controlling this image. But when we are doing this image file, as you can see, we've got two image files here. There is some sort of a conflict. Okay, so one guy has to rule, and we need to sacrifice this one. Okay, this method. And then now, okay, and then now, good. And then now what we want to do, we want to add this here. But as you can see, we need to make sure that there is equal here. And then we need to put this in curly braces. Okay. Sorry about this. In curly braces. And then we need to add this here. Okay. So as you can see, we are having a problem with this. What can I say? This target file thing. Let's read it. e.target.file is possibly null. So how are we going to make sure that we fix this? Let's remove this array here because this might be null. So if this is not null, then we can access an array. So let's go back and check if we still have the same error. We are going to pick an image and then we're going to click here. As you can see, now we can skip, double click, it wants the next image. So let's choose my image. You know, I want to be famous. Okay, so let's choose my image. Not really that I want to be famous, if I can be honest, but this picture doesn't look proportional. Okay, I know I'm ugly, but not this ugly. Okay, my code is some sort of amplifying my ugliness. Okay, so let's continue, guys. So what we want to do, we want to go to the image component. Where is it? I think it's somewhere here. Okay, to the image component. We want to add a style here, and that style is for controlling images and object fit. In fact, it's object, not object fit. It's object, let's say cover. Okay, let's see what will happen. This is the right proportion. As you can see, now I am awesome and handsome. Okay, so as you can see, guys, this is much better now. What else do we want to fix here? Let's just add here. Let's just add here. And then in terms of the price, remember we can have 200, let's say 25 rand 50 cents. Okay, let's click add. As you can see, this doesn't allow these values. Okay, here this is a number, it has to be an integer, but this is some sort of a monetary value or some sort of a currency. So we need to accept these. So how are we going to solve that problem? Let's just go to the numeric values, most especially in the price. We need to set the step to any. Okay, so once we set the step to any, Now this can be allowed. All right, let's check here. Okay. And what else? Add description. And then we want to add 55 rand 60. Now it looks like this can takes us to console logging the values. As you can see, guys, okay, here are all the values including the file. This brings us to the end of this session. In the next session, we are taking things to the database guaranteed. All right, guys, finally we are going to the back end. But before we do that, in the front end, we need to create some methods which are going to take this data to the back end. Okay, so let's go back here and let's check. Let's just quickly revise our template to make sure that everything works well. As you can see, we've got one. The form types is number 2. We are going to use these for what can I say, for other forms as well. Okay, so we will deal with it later. So what we want to do, we want to use a 10-stack query to help us send data to the database. Okay, so what we want to do right here on top, somewhere here, we want to create a form mutation. Okay, how are we going to do that? It's very simple. We're just going to const form mutation. Let me just copy this, is equal to use mutation from 10-stack query. And then here we want to add an object. The first thing is mutation function. Okay, and the second one is going to be mutation key. The mutation key is very simple. I think it's just an array with a text. What could this be? Where are we? We are on product. Let's just name these according to these, okay, so that we cannot forget them. Add product. Okay, in terms of the mutation function, let's just pass a function here. Okay, let's just pass a function. Let's make this function async. Okay, asynchronous, because we are going to await things. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then we want to return, and now we want to really fetch the data from the API. So let's just use Axios. Okay, from Axios dot, we are sending data to the API, so it might as well be post. And then from then we want to pass the what can I say, a string to the endpoint. Okay, we are going to go to API forward slash let's just say add product. Okay, we need to make sure that this is going to be like this. So now we don't have the data, so let's receive the data here. And obviously we will need to take this data here. I was gonna say we'll need to type it, but it looks like this is not complaining. Let's see. Okay, data, it's void. Okay, meaning that it's any, let me say. Okay, so let's just type it as form data. Okay, form data, is this a type? Why? There's something that I don't understand here a little bit. Okay, where is my form type? Okay, let me just do this. I'm not sure if TypeScript is lazy or it's me. Here is my form type. Okay, I'm happy with this. Now this has been typed correctly. So this is what we are sending to this endpoint. Okay, so let's go and create this endpoint. We're just going to go to API. Okay, the API folder is not there. Let's create it. Okay, and then let's create a folder still, which is add product. Okay, and then let's create a file called route.ts. Okay, once we get here, what we want to do, we want to type const. What are we declaring? Post equal to an arrow function. This has to be I have used async. I don't think I have awaited it here. Okay, as you can see, I have used async somewhere here, but I didn't await this. Okay, so what we want to do, let's check the returned function. Okay, let's see. Use mutation and whatever. Let's just await this, guys. Okay, let's just await it to make sure that we are getting the actual data, not a promise. Okay, that is the reason why we need to some sort of await things. Let's just check, is there any difference? Not really. Fine, we will talk about this later. Okay, so let's async this one as well. And then what we want to do after we did this, we want to receive a request from here. Is this a TypeScript file? Yes. Okay, so we want to receive a request here, which is going to be a next request in terms of its own type. And then what we want to do, okay, since this is a form data with files, we're not going to use a body. So let's check here in this request. Let's just say type const form data is equal to request dot. Let's check here. Do we have a form data? Yes. Okay, form data. As you can see, this is a promise. Okay, we need to await it so that this will give us the actual data, not a promise. Okay, but still this looks like it's a promise to me. Maybe we need to execute this. I'm not sure. Let's check. Yes, as you can see, once we execute this, it's giving us some sort of a form data. Okay, and then let's just return this. Oh, sorry. Yes, return it. Okay, because every API endpoint need to return this. As you can see, we have not used this. Okay, how can we use it? We just need to export it. Okay, every API route must be exported. Let's return next response. Okay, from Next.js.json, and then let's just pass what? Let's pass this form data. Okay, we are done with this just for the sake of testing it. So let's just go back here to test if everything is set, and it looks like not everything is set. Why? Simply because if we were going to use 10 stack query, we will need something that will what can I say, a provider. So let's just go to our files. In case you don't know where are we going to get our files, check the link in the description below. This is not where I want to be. Those are my videos of this current course. So let's go back to copy. Don't we have a layout file here? Here is a 10 stack wrapper. Okay, let's just copy this 10 stack wrapper because we don't need to go to the documentation. And then where are we going to put it? This is a JSX component, so we might as well go to components and just paste it there. Is it here? 10 stack wrapper? I don't think it's here. If it's, are you sure you want to paste it? Yes. So as you can see, here is the wrapper, okay, already made for you. So what we need to do, we just need to, no. We just need to take this 10 stack wrapper. We just need to wrap our main layout folder. Let's just layout file. Okay, so before we do anything here, we just need to use this. Okay, and we need to import it, and then we are going to wrap these children. So that means now our application is 10 stack away, so that means we don't have any errors. Okay, so let's go back and continue and make our own test. One of the things that we need to finish, this empty space here is not a great UI. Okay, we can just close this. So what we want to do, we want to go to the network. Okay, let's just test this. And then 111. I think I'm ready to test. Okay, let me just zoom this a little bit. Okay, so that this can be visible. Okay, now let's test and see what will be on the network. Okay, is it me or what? I'm in the network and I don't see anything. Let's just go to the endpoint, or the, what can I say, the terminal. Okay, let's see on the terminal. Okay, for mutation, looks like we are having some errors. Let's see what are the errors. Okay, let's see. No query client set. Use query client provider to set at the page admin page.tsx. For mutation, no query client set. Use a query provider. Let's just go back here. I think I just need to refresh here, nothing much, because we've got the 10-stack provider. Here is it. Okay, as you can see, it's setting the query client. Here is the query client, and it's passing the query client. Okay, and then it's going to wrap everything. Where is our main layout? Just to double check, here is our main layout, and we are wrapping everything. I think this is supposed to work well. What I'm going to do, I'm a chance taker. I'm just going to close this, clear this, and then npm run dev. I think this is supposed to solve the problem. Okay, and let's see. Okay, obviously this is still loading. Let me just pause this to save your time, because now it's not loading and it's going to take some time. All right, guys, let's continue. I think I have made a mistake here, even though I lost track of where I was. My apologies about that. Let's just quickly check what is it that we were trying to do. It's only now that I'm realizing we were trying to test the API, okay? But I don't think we have used our mutation. So let's just go back here. Here is a mutation, okay? Check here, guys. For mutation is declared, but its value is never read. That means we have not used this mutation, so we are not firing up this method. Okay, mutation dot mutate, suppose. Okay, and then we need to pass the data. My apologies about this. Let's copy this and paste it here. So it's like we have declared a mutation that we have never used. Okay, so at least now we can go back and test. Let's go to the network. Let's test again. Okay, I think this is still compiling something. All right, let me just test. Maybe things might work. Okay, it looks like it's still compiling. Let me just refresh it. It's taking some time and I don't know why. Okay, looks like we are getting there. Okay, let me just take this. Okay, just to test, quick test. And then let's go to the network. I'm happy with this. Let's click send. As you can see now, guys, okay, at least it's doing something. Okay, let's just check on the server to see if it's processing something. Yes, it's processing this route, but it's taking time and I don't know why. Okay, but we just have to be patient. Sometimes you just have to wait. As you can see, it's still compiling. Okay, there is a response and there is an error. Let's check what an error is. My apologies about that. TypeScript error. Content type was not on was not one of multi-part form data. I think this makes sense. Okay, this makes sense 100%, guys, and I agree with the computer. Okay, it's very rare that a developer agrees with the computer because we are always defensive, but I think I agree with the computer. Why I'm saying so? We are sending a JSON data. Okay, we are sending a JSON data. As you can see, this is a JSON data. Okay, let's just quickly prove that first. If we can come here and type here .json, okay, now this will return the JSON data because the data that we are sending is not a form data. Okay, as you can see, guys, now that we are returning a JSON data, here is the name, here's the description, here is the price, here is the stock, and here is the image file. Okay, and a JSON data doesn't, what can I say, it doesn't carry the files. Okay, so let's go back here. That's why we have used a form data here. Now, what we want to do, we want to do some conversions. Apologies about that. What are those conversions? Let's do this. Const form converted. What do I want? Okay, converted form data. Okay, because this form data is being converted is equal to new. Okay, I hope I still remember this. Is equal to new form data. How do I get is equal to new? What is it? Let me just type here. Is equal to new form data. Suppose is equal to new form data. I'm looking for a form data. Okay. Let's see. It's equal to new form. No, not this one. Reactive form. No. I want a form data from node. Okay, it's going to new. Let's just check. Oh, let's just say it's equal to form data, not new. Okay, let's see. Yes, okay, not new. Excuse me, let's not instantiate it. And then let's see what we want to do. We want this form data dot append. I think we are winning, guys. Okay, dot append. What is it that we want to append? We want to append. Now we have to make sure, and I'm in the wrong place. Okay, let's start with the fact that I'm not supposed to be here. Okay, let's start with the fact that I'm not supposed to be here. We need to convert this here. Okay, let's check. As you can see, I'm happy with this. We need to append. What is it that we want to append? Let's just go to our type, copy name, append name, and then we need to just pass data dot name. Okay, data dot name. But now this is complaining property append does not exist on type form data undefined submit handler. Okay, when we are here, oh, now I see. Okay, my apologies about this, guys. Okay, did we also need to copy this? Okay, we also need to copy this. My apologies about this. I'm here. Okay, we've already copied it. Converted form data. Okay, maybe it lost, but I'll find myself now. Okay, if append is not there, what else could be there? Apply dot name dot, as you can see. Let's try this new form data. Let's see. Okay. New form data. Okay, let's see. Dot append, and then dot append. Why this is giving me some value? Okay, let's just type anything and let's just pass anything. Okay, now this works. Thank you so much for your patience. Now let's see, guys, what we want to do. We want the name, paste here because we don't want to make any mistake, and then we want description. Okay, let me copy this, append this description. Okay, so I want the converted, not the converted form data, the actual data here. I apologize about this. I don't know where I am. Okay, good. name, and I want the same data. I got description. So you can see we're going to do the same thing for image. Control B. I want this to be here. All right, and then we want this for, there is a lot of things here. We want this for price. We want this for stock. We want this for the image file. Okay, let's just go here, copy stock, and we want to go here and copy image file. Okay, and then what else do we want to do on the form? All right, I think that's all. And then we just need to make sure that here we put a price. Why it looks like argument of type number is a parameter of string. Okay. Let's see. Let's try this. Okay. And then, or rather, let's try this one. I'm not confident about that one. Let's try this. Dot string. Okay. And then I think with the price as well. Where is the price? Oh, with the stock. Dot string. I think this can work as well. Okay, I was just too much dramatic here. We don't need this. Okay. Sometimes as developers, we act like we are busy and we're doing complicated work, whereas we're just adding unnecessary, what can I say, brackets. Okay. So let's continue in terms of the image dot append image file. I'm happy with this, and this is the converted data that I want to take to. No. Yes, this is the converted data that I want to take to the endpoint. Okay. Argument of form data is not assignable to what can I say, to an object. Yes, I don't mind much about that because the mutation is expecting, as you can see, this type, and now it's no longer that type. The type that I want is form data. Okay. Now let's go back and test again. Okay, let's see, is the endpoint, let's delete this, is the endpoint undo. Okay, dot form data. I don't want this. This is what I want, receiving a form data. Let's see if we can receive the form data. It looks like we are returning something, but it's empty. Okay, looks like we are returning something, but it's empty. We awaited everything, but whatever that we're returning, it's empty. Let's see. Let's go back to where? Let's just go back to here. Okay, so what we want to do here, let's check what type we're returning is this one. Let's do this. Let's just go back here. Type here const. Let's say name is equal to form data dot get. Let's just get the name. Okay, let's see what type of this. This can be a form data entry value or null. I don't really mind much about this. For now, I just want to test what will be there. Maybe we need to get this data. Okay, let's see. Apologies about that. Let me just refresh everything. Hope things will work well this time. Okay, go to network and then let's click send. As you can see, okay, now we can get the name. Okay, so this means that we are able to, what can I say? We are able to send this data from the API, but the challenge is we were just sending this type of data, okay, to the front end. Okay, maybe the front end doesn't recognize it. So what we want to do, we want to get the file. Okay, and then in the file, what we want to do, let's just prove if we can get the file just to test something. Okay, where is the image file? There is the image file. So what do I want? Okay, I'm gonna do this. This is what I want to get. Image file. Let's say dot size. Okay. Dot get image file. Let's see. Why is not giving me that? Object is possibly null. Dot size does not exist. Okay. This is a TypeScript error. Okay. I know I will be sending something there. Let's just test. Okay, we just want to see if we are going to see this file there. Okay, let's just check. Okay, this is the size of the file. So I'm convinced that the file is there. Now that we know that the file is there, so what I want you to do, that's not what I want. Okay, let's just go to copy. What I want you to do, I want you to go to this folder, and in this folder, you are going to look for upload. Okay, and upload, you are going to look for image upload. Okay, there is a code that we are going to use here to just copy and paste. Okay, I don't see anything here. Let's just go back again. This is route, and then I want to go back here. Okay, now it's here. Okay, so the only part that I want here is the part that uploads the image. Okay, the only part that uploads the image. Okay, as you can see, this has been typed. Okay, if there is no image, return there is no image. What can I say? If there is the image, dot start with the image. That means it's testing if there's a type. Dot start with the image, then return. That means if it doesn't start with image, return. That means there's a problem, and then save the file. Okay, this is actually what I want. Okay, this is what I want. Up until when? Up until when? Actually, directory. Dot response. What are you sending back? You are sending back the file name. Where is the file name? Okay, I think you got it here. So this means that I can copy this up until where? Up until here. Okay, because here we are also validating if the file exists. Okay, let's do that here. Okay, what we want to do in our case, we don't have the file name. Okay, we've got what? Let's see, where is our get? Where is our get? Our get is here. Okay, our get is here. Let's declare it here on top. Okay, and then let's make this a file. Dot get. We don't want the size this time, and then we don't want this as well. We are going to some sort of asset this. Force that TypeScript to tell it, TypeScript that this is a file. So if file does not exist, return this error. Validate the file type. If the file type doesn't start with, this means that this is not okay. If it doesn't start with this, then return this. Should we reach here, that means this file type, everything is fine. The file is working and it's there. And then we just execute this. We don't have to worry much about this. Okay. Also, I've got an idea of what is going on here, but I cannot explain to you technically and make real life example. Okay, and be detailed. But we just have to check if it works. Okay, upload. Let's see, upload dir is join. Let's import this. Suppose it's from what can I say, from node. Okay, these are all node methods. Okay, fs, and then these are all. Why this doesn't work? Expected 3 arguments but got 2. Did I import this from the right place? Let's see. Okay, I think so. Let's just make sure that we are inputting these from the right files. Okay, I just did some sort of a quick research. It looks like we want to import this from fs promise. Okay, as you can see, after we did that, we just need to remove this. Okay, and then we just want to add this recursive true here, and then let's remove this and import it. Let's see, this is what we are. Okay, I'm happy with this. Write file without the sync, and then we need to import this. Okay, from fs promise. Okay, as you can see, so everything works well. I think we are good to go. So what we need to do, we need to take a look at here. The last time I used this, it was saving a folder here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's network and let's just add. Okay, what's the error? Okay, we are returning something that is not there. And I would like to assume that everything has worked well up until here. Okay, so suppose we do have on public, because this is supposed to save things on public folder. As you can see, we've got uploads here and we've got this image. Okay, so everything worked well. Just besides this, we are returning something, and we are supposed to return the file name here. Okay, we are supposed to return the file name. So let's just go back and double check. Send the same thing again. As you can see, now this is the file path. Okay, let's go back and check if it's there. Okay, as you can see, guys, now we have managed to upload the file. This brings us to the end of this session. See you on the next one.